Okay, so this is what we are finally left with. The bacon tempeh. You can actually eat it like this. It is really nasty. It's a little bit nutty. It tastes a little bit like nuts. But if you add the bumbu, of course, it's gonna make a hell of a difference. It's really nice. And I have chopped up some more palm sugar because when we incorporate everything, in the end, I'm gonna sprinkle this over everything so that it becomes a little bit caramelized and crisp. If you want to cut down the sugar, I would suggest that you would do this sugar and remove the sugar from the bumbu. Okay, but now we're gonna bake the bumbu because that is not done yet. Oh, and by the way, if you bake the tempeh, make sure that you then first drain it on a piece of tissue or something because otherwise it gets really oily and I don't like that. Okay, so over to here. We put the pan on the stove and I put around 3 tablespoons of oil in here. Again, make sure it's really hot and then we're going to add the bumbu. So we have to wait a little for the oil. The pan is still hot, but it needs some time. Again, it needs some time, of course. Indonesian people have time enough because they're in the sun always. Okay, I see that the oil is starting to dance around a little. It looks like a little like dancing or wobbling, and that means that the oil is really hot. You can test it by putting in a little bit first, and then if you hear tss, then it's good. If it doesn't make that sound, don't put it in. Put everything into the pan. Make sure you don't drop the udon because it's really heavy. It's made of stone, so don't drop it. Okay. Then we're going to incorporate all the oil which is in the pan into the bumbu. I put the stove, by the way, on medium-high, and for the baking of the tempeh, I put it on high. Make sure that you bake the tempeh high and the bumbu medium-high. Stir it around a little bit until all the oil is incorporated into the bumbu, and then when that has happened, you just let it simmer. Like this, when the steam comes off, it's really good, and then I put the stove a little lower. I don't know how you cook, but I use induction cooking, so I just put it one level down. Up. And then this is where the hard part comes in, because the bumbu is ready when I smell it is ready. So it's really hard for me to explain how I determine when it's ready. But what I suggest what you would do is smell it right away when you put it into the pan. And then you can smell this, ooh, that you're like, oh, because of the onions, it's really earth onion still. When that smell is gone, then it's done. Make sure that when it's gone, take it out immediately, because if you bake it any further, all the taste will go down as longer as you cook it. So it is simmering and bubbling and steaming. I stir it every now and then because I don't want it to, how do you say that? Bake it to the bottom. That it gets stuck to the bottom. So then I divide the whole bumbu again and let it simmer a little bit again. Okay, when it's done, I'll show you how it looks like. And again, if this was a smell-o-vision, you could smell how it smelled, but no, sorry. So you have to do it with. See you in a minute.